Just then, I overheard the secretary talking to him. Mr. Zhang, that Patek Philippe is worth 15 million. You just left it in Miss Zhang's suitcase like that. Zhang Shuo Yi was rubbing the small toy pendant hanging on his laptop bag, the only gift I ever gave him. One from a claw machine. Can't let her have followed me for nothing. She loves to spend money. I haven't left her with enough. I don't know how long it'll last her. At that moment, bullet comments appeared before my eyes. Baby, don't leave. The moment you're gone, Mr. Zhang will jump. He'll become the white moonlight you can never forget. Then the female lead will start looking for Mr. Jiang's replacement, suffering physically and emotionally, chasing after the male lead through a crematorium arc. Female lead, baby, Zhang Shuoyi loves you to death. If he even whimper a word, he won't have the heart to die. I followed Zhang Shuoyi to the rooftop, Mr. Zhang. The wind is so strong. It's giving me a headache. Zhang Shuoyi, I'm coming down. Baby, does it hurt? Let me rub it for you. Watching Zhang Shuoyi, who I coaxed off the rooftop with just a few words, it was impossible to tell that this was a man absolutely determined to end his own life. Mr. Zhang, I looked at him. Why were you standing over there? Zhang Shuo. He touched his nose. I needed some air to clear my head. Bullet comments kept floating by. He was afraid saying he wanted to kill himself would scare the female baby. Whoa, he really loves her. No wonder white moonlights become white moonlights. From the comments, I gradually understood that the world we're in is just a book, and I'm the so-called female lead. The reason Zhang Shuo Yi would commit suicide is just to become my white moonlight, to complete the tortuous love story between me and another man. Though I'm certain I don't love Zhang Shuo Yi at this moment, let alone him becoming my white moonlight. It's a human life after all. I wrapped my arms tightly around his arm, refusing to let go. Mr. Zhang, you promised to keep me for a lifetime. You can't go back on your word. Zhang Shuoyi looked at me, his expression a mix of hurt and heartache. I'm sorry, Cao. I'm incompetent, mismanaged everything. I've left you some money. As long as you don't spend it recklessly, it should last you a long time. Female lad, baby. Push a little harder. Mr. Jiang's die is very firm, probably because of the plot direction. Zhang Shuoyi has to die. Seeing the comments, I was furious. What bullshit has to die? I'm going to make him live. I hugged his arm even tighter. Mr. Zhang, you know me. How could I be me if I didn't spend money recklessly? Zhang Shuoyi frowned, looking at me as if I was about to cry. Baby, I'm sorry. I made you suffer. Like my dad said, I'm just a useless waste living off my ancestors, failing at everything. And now I'm making you suffer with me. The bullet comments went wild. He calls wearing Louis Vuitton, Chanel shoes, carrying a Hermes, with a Patek Philippe on her wrist, suffering. Gamut, this man is a simp. Rich families always produce devoted lovers. Seeing his mood sinking further, in a moment of desperation, I blurted out, Zhang Shuoyi, from now on, I'll keep you. Zhang Shuoyi's eyes instantly lit up. He asked cautiously, Cao, are you serious? The white moonlight is like a puppy, just needs to wag its tail. Keeping me, how kind of her. Wait, isn't my relationship with Zhang Shuoyi just patron and caged canary? Why do I feel like he might actually love me a bit now? His expression is exactly, I'm in this state, and Cao is still willing to be with me. Even Cecile, afraid that the so-called plot force would kill Zhang Shuoyi. I held his hand tightly the whole way. Bullet comments. First time the female lead initiates holding hands. Mr. Zhang must be over the moon. Even though he's bankrupt, he's still a president. Could you not act so worthless? Reading the comments, I decided to sneak a look at Zhang Shuoyi. I turned my head. His expression was normal. Bullet comments. Damn. Hilarious. Mr. Zhang really knows how to control his expressions. Wasn't I here for the chasing the husband through a crematorium? Why am I shipping the female led in the white moonlight? Being a simp is truly the best dowry a man can have. I took Zhang Shuoyi back to the high-minus-end apartment he bought for me. His expression was a bit strange. I could actually see a hint of. Right? Mr. Zhang, I asked, are you happy? Ah. Almost instinctively, Zhang Shuoyi said, of course. The master was right. Being good to you is how I prosper. If I hadn't bought you this apartment, I'd be sleeping on the streets right now. I felt speechless. Mr. Zhang, that's not prospering. Didn't you go bankrupt? Zhang Shuoyi looked at me, somewhat annoyed. That's because I wasn't good enough to you. The master said so, and I still didn't do it. I'm not a decent person. Bullet comments. I'm dying whenever it involves the female lad. Mr. Zhang always finds fault with himself. Mr. Zhang, Shen Chao Li can't be wrong. If she's wrong, it's my problem. Don't call me Mr. Zhang anymore, Zhang Shuoyi said. You're keeping me now. I should call you President Shen. I was secretly pleased. President Shen. That sounds very impressive. All right then. Bye. Give me a shoulder rub, then make me dinner. Before I could finish, Zhang Shuoyi cut me off, and then served President Shen to bed. His tone was suggestive, making one's imagination run wild. Thinking of those days when he was like a salted fish, flipped this way and that, I had zero interest. I shook my head and refused vehemently. Zhang Shuoyi's head immediately drooped. Okay, I'm incompetent. I failed to please President Shen. Bullet comments went crazy. Her little eye is oozing a faint aura of death. Female lead, don't discourage him. Feels like Zhang Shuoyi is about to jump from the 22nd floor any second. The plot force is just as strong. The slightest stir, and Zhang Shuoyi's will to die surges up. This won't do. If Zhang Shuoyi commits suicide in this apartment, it'll affect the property value. This can't go on. Constantly comping Zhang Shuoyi is just treating the symptom, not the cause. I need to motivate him to make a comeback. I asked Zhang Shuoyi to stop doing the dishes and sit across from me. What are your plans for the future? Hearing this, Zhang Shuoyi looked stunned. The future? It seemed he'd never considered he would have one. After half a minute, Zhang Shuoyi laughed it off. Aren't you keeping me? I don't need money. Just food and a roof are enough. That's not sustainable. You should have your own life. Hearing this, Zhang Shuoyi slumped down completely. Maybe if he could escape the label of loser, Zhang Shuoyi could escape this inevitable death. Qiao, as long as you're happy. I saw a bullet comment. It's over, it's over. The will to die is back. I can feel it. The moment the female lead rejects him, he'll jump. I braced myself and explained. I'm not rejecting you. I mean, if you do nothing, your talents are wasted. You have a real knack for business. It's just that you were betrayed by some minus called friends. It's not entirely your fault. Zhang Shuoyi shook his head. I have no capital left. I steal my heart. That Patek Philippe. He immediately refused. I gave that to you. I'm not taking it back. I let out a sigh of relief. That scared me. I was just saying it. I had no intention of really giving it back. My eyes darted, and I thought of another idea. I looked at him, my gaze firm. You're not without capital. You still have me. Zhang Shuoyi froze. Those eyes, always tinged with a bit of exhaustion and melancholy, now seemed to have a star ignited in them. That Patek Philippe, I paused. Seeing he was about to refuse again, I quickly reached out and covered his mouth. We're not selling it, and we're not pawning it. We're taking it to auction. Auction? Yes. I let go of his mouth and laid out my analysis clearly. That watch is a limited edition. 15 million was just the original purchase price. Now, with the news of Mr. Jiang's bankruptcy spreading, that watch immediately becomes a Jiang family legacy. Collectors in the know will fight over it. It's normal for it to fetch a premium of a few million. Zhang Shu Yi blinked, seemingly caught in my logic. But that's your living expenses for the future, he muttered softly. Was you here? Would I worry about money? I patted his shoulder matter minus of minus factly. Besides, I know people at the auction house. I can get the commission down to the lowest. That money will be your seed capital. Bullet comments erupted instantly. What is the female lead doing? She knows about auctions. Oh my god. Is this the Shen Xiaoli who only knew how to shop? This is clearly a business powerhouse. Suddenly, I feel like Mr. Zhang isn't good enough for the female lead. What to do? Don't talk nonsense upstairs, even though Mr. Zhang is bankrupt. He's handsome, and he's good at serving people. President Shen, I'm not just going to keep you, I'm going to make you my partner, Mr. Zhang. Wife, let me give you a leg massage. Zhang Shuoyi looked at me. The initial shock in his eyes gradually turned into a kind of fanatical admiration. Chill, chill. He took my hand, his voice trembling slightly. You're really willing to use that watch for me? Of course. I raised an eyebrow. What? Don't want to. Don't want to. Then go back to washing dishes. I do. He stood up abruptly, straightening his back. I'll do it. For Chow Chow, I'll make a comeback too. At that moment, I seemed to see a glimpse of the formidable Mr. Zhang from the book. Though it was just a fleeting shadow, at least the aura of death was gone. 3 days later, at the auction house. To avoid attention, Zhang Shuoyi and I were both in disguise. He wore a black baseball cap and a mask. I wore loose sweats and sunglasses. The Patek Philippe was placed in an exquisite velvet box, carefully taken out by the senior appraiser from the auction house. Shuma, Mr. Zhang, the appraiser adjusted his glasses, a hint of awe in his tone. This watch is impeccably preserved, and the market is quite hot for Zhang family collectibles right now. We can set the starting bid at 20 million. Zhang Shuoyi, standing behind me, stiffened. 20 million. That was even more than he had imagined. Okay. I nodded. Follow your procedures. Also, I want the auction to be anonymous. The money goes directly to Mr. Jiang's new account. The appraiser gave me a somewhat surprised look, but his professionalism kept him from asking more. The auction went very smoothly. When the watch was displayed under the spotlight, a low murmur of admiration rippled through the room. Starting bid 20 million. Minimum increments of 500,000. 20 minus 1 million. 20 minus 3 million. 20 minus 5 million. The price kept soaring. Zhang Shuoyi stood behind me, his breathing growing ragged. Cho. He whispered in my ear, can it really go for this much? Shut up and watch. I glared at him. Finally, the watch was sold for 20 minus 8 million to a mysterious phone bidder. After deducting commissions, Zhang Shuoyi's account held 20 minus 5 million. Leaving the auction house, Zhang Shuoyi was still a bit dazed. Chow, I have money. He held my hand, like a child who just gotten candy. I'll buy you bags, clothes. Why? Save it. I cut him off. That money is your seed capital, not for you to splurge. Find a solid project first. Zhang Shuoyi thought for a moment. Then his eyes lit up. Chow. Remember that new energy project I had before? It was forced to stop because the funding chain broke. With this money, I can restart it. No energy. A bullet comment flashed in my mind. In the original book, this project of Zhang Shuoyi's was later acquired by the villainous male lead, becoming a cash cow for the villain's conglomerate and a tool to suppress the female lead. If Zhang Shuoyi can get this project off the ground. All right, I nodded. Let's do this one. 3 for the next month. Zhang Shuoyi seemed like a different person. He no longer wore those expensive tailored suits, opting instead for simple shirts and casual pants. He left early and came back late, visiting factories, negotiating partnerships. Though he sometimes came home exhausted, the light in his eyes was something he never had before, and I became his supportive partner. Mainly, I made sure he didn't work himself to death, handed him milk when he stayed up late, or, using my foresight, gave him little hints when he ran into problems. Like don't partner with that Mr. Wang, he's a pitfall. This data is off. It should be adjusted this way. What? That accountant? His hands aren't clean. Every time I said something, Zhang Shuoyi would look at me as if I were an alien. Xiao, how do you know all this? I'm smart, I said smugly. Bullet comments. I also want to know how the female lead knows everything. Is this the legendary chosen one? Mr. Zhang, my wife is an encyclopedia. Suddenly, this kind of life doesn't seem so bad. No scheming. Just people working hard together. But what about the plot? Should the female lead be with that villainous male lead? Mentioning the villainous male lead, I almost forgot. That so called original male that still hasn't appeared. According to the plot, he should have appeared after Zhang Shuoyi's bankruptcy, playing the savior. Looking down on me with disdain, kicking off the chasing the husband through a crematorium mark. But now, Zhang Shuoyi isn't dead. He's alive and kicking, building a business. Has the plot already derailed? 4 months later, Zhang Shuoyi's new energy project successfully launched. The first order alone made 5 million. That night, he surprisingly didn't work overtime and came home early. The living room of the high-rise apartment was set with a lavish dinner. Though the presentation wasn't great, you could tell effort was put in. Chow. He pulled out a chair for me, a mix of nervousness and anticipation in his eyes. Try it. I picked up some greens with my chopsticks, put them in my mouth, chewed twice and frowned slightly. A bit salty, and a bit burnt. How is it? He asked nervously. I nodded seriously. There's improvement. Much better than the last dark cuisine. Zhang Shuoyi let out a sigh of relief and sat down. Chow, thank you. For what? For not giving up on me. He took my hand, his gaze intense. If it weren't for you, I'd probably be. Stop right there. I pulled my hand back and pointed at his forehead. No talk of giving up. You're Mr. Zhang now, a rising star entrepreneur. Not that useless waste wanting to die. Zhang Shuoyi laughed. Like a fool. Oh, right. He took a velvet box from his pocket and pushed it towards me. For you. I opened it. It was a ring. Not an expensive diamond ring, but a silver band engraved with a small Yi character. I had the factory craftsman make it. He said somewhat sheepishly, it's not worth much, but I want you to wear it. Chow, I want to marry you. Marry? He froze. In this patron minus canary relationship, talking about marriage. Zhang Shuoyi. I looked at him. Are you serious? Of course I'm serious. He nodded earnestly. Even though I have no money. No power. No family backing now. I have my hands and feet. I'll work hard. I'll make a good life for you. Chow, marry me. Okay? Looking into his sincere eyes, a wave of warmth suddenly washed over me. Maybe this is the called mutual effort? I reached out and put the ring on my ring finger. It fit perfectly. All right then. The corners of my mouth lifted. Since Mr. Zhang is so sincere, I'll reluctantly agree. But I paused, pointing at the dishes on the table. This cooking skill still needs practice. Zhang Shuoyi was stunned for a second, then his smile widened even more. Okay, I'll practice. For President Shen, I'm willing to learn anything. Just then, the bullet comments in front of me suddenly went wild. Mr. Zhang proposed successfully. No flowers. No romance. But this silver ring is more precious than anything. The plot is completely derailed. The male lead hasn't even shown up. And the female lead got snatched away. Never mind, I'm shipping it. This is what you call John minus Shen couple. Locked in. Blessings. Blessings. May they be happy forever. Looking at those blessing comments, I leaned on Zhang Shuoyi's shoulder, thinking to myself, white moonlight, replacements, crematoria marks. Screw that. My man. I'll protect him myself.